If we had a more robust system, then people like Rosie Stewart, the Foreign Office whistleblower, and people like Lord MacDonald, the person who has since gone on record to say that he tried to change Dominic Raab's behaviour before it got out of control. He tried to raise Raab's shortcomings. If we had a more robust system, then they would be listened to, and then they wouldn't be talking after the event. And it wouldn't be so necessary to have court case after court case to look into what went wrong. If people were prepared to listen to people who didn't, to others who didn't share their opinion or their ideology, and particularly people in authority, who will end up having a very small point, a very small position, if they only listen to the people who agree with them, and that they were boxed into a corner. That is Raab's position. He is left with such bad grace and cursing and defending himself and sneering, I suppose. I mean, it's a sort of exit that would be worthy of a pantomime villain, King Rat, and he should be pursued with booze. Now, do I feel sorry for him? Yes, I really do. I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry that he was not big enough to listen to other people on the way up. Why should he listen to people on the way down? Because he's never going to achieve anything again. So, let's wipe our hands of him. But others can learn from his failure. And we should learn from his failure. Because in the end, that is what he has achieved, a monumental failure. And I think he achieved this all that time ago when he was sunning himself on Crete and Kabul was falling. I think that's the point at which he reached the nadir of his ministerial office. And I think he should have been sacked at that point, but he wasn't. And the blunt truth is that while some of the complaints against him were dismissed when they were examined forensically, because of course most people who wanted to make complaints didn't want to be named, and the bar for making a complaint is actually incredibly high and puts a person's own career on the line. Despite that, there were some complaints which were upheld, and Raab chooses not to focus on those. He chooses to focus on the complaints which were not upheld, but about which a lot of copy seems to have been written. So I don't think Raab can sit back and crow. I don't think people like Rees-Mogg can really defend his position. And I think, frankly, the Daily Telegraph and those papers that want to support the government would do better to support a better approach to ministerial office and a better code of practice for civil servants. And should the present government want to do something with its remaining months in office, that is where it should focus attention, as well as gathering together the global body to consider as a global community what our collective response should be to the immigration crisis which is looming.